Welcome in. The subject of today is that you want him to lead, you want him to take initiative, you want him, to be responsible, but he doesn't fully step up. What happens? What role do you take then? You take over. He doesn't show up, and then you start being the responsible one. You start taking up this role, picking up this role essentially, because you're not willing, you're not allowing him to take his own time. A similar thing happened today earlier, and instead of allowing things to kind of just play out how they're supposed to play out, I picked up an old role that I no longer choose to have. I no longer choose to pick up this role of being the responsible one, of being, the one who takes responsibility for things that I'm not in charge for. So let me be very specific and tell you what exactly happened, and how this example that I'm about to share is essentially the same thing that you are doing when you don't let your man take the lead, and instead you keep on taking over. Hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining me. So what happened, right? I was planning on going out with my fiance, with my friends, and before I even arrived, I was already thinking, oh, will everybody feel included? Oh, will the conversation flow? Oh, does anybody feel uncomfortable? Should we invite someone else? All of these questions start popping up, and I was just like, wait 1 second. Like, why am I having all of these questions? I am not responsible for everybody else life experience. And meanwhile, other people kind of just like trust that the group will sort itself out, right? You are doing the same thing in the relationship. And I'm mentioning this example that I had today because this role that I was no longer, that I'm consciously aware, and now I choose not to pick up the role of being the responsible for everyone if I'm in their presence. You're doing the same thing with your man. You're not letting him lead, even though you say you want a type of man who is a provider, who initiates, who takes the lead. You say that you want these things, but you don't allow him to take that role. Why? Because you take over. Why? Because maybe you become irritated when he doesn't act at your convenience. The deeper question is to ask yourself, when did you pick up this role first? It wasn't with your partner. Essentially, your partner is just a mirror who plays out in your movie. So instead of you picking up more responsibilities, instead of you saying that you want him to take the lead, you're not allowing him, so you pick up that role. You say you want a provider, but you are enabling him. You say that you want someone who's going to initiate, and whenever he suggests something, you reject it. You say that you want someone, you know, just like I said before, someone who initiates and you don't let him. You take up that role. You're like, oh, he's not gonna do it right now, so I might as well just do it. Like, I'm not willing to bring the stress up. So what do? You continue to be in this pattern. You continue to be in this role that you don't want to be in. Okay? And I noticed the same thing that I was doing. You know, I no longer do it with my partner, but I was doing it. I was being the emotional laborer for everyone that was planning to come to this dinner party that I wanted to join, wanted everybody to feel comfortable. Why? Because I was present. But like, that is not my role. I am not responsible for somebody else to feel comfortable. There are so many women who feel like they're responsible for other people to feel comfortable. That is not your role. You're enabling other people. You're thinking that, oh, just because he's in his presence, you're because they're in your presence, you have to smooth things over. You have to, you know, think that, oh, is everybody else enjoying themselves? That is not your role, girl. So what happens internally? You notice you notice the possibility of somebody being excluded, and then you feel guilty, and then you feel resentment. But you don't feel resentment towards the people that are surrounding you. You feel resentment for yourself, because this is a lot of work. Because not only, you know, with the example that I was giving, it's exhausting when you choose a partner who is not willing to meet your standards, and you keep on taking the same role over and over. You're going to be resentful towards yourself. You're going to be resentful not just towards him, but like for you not noticing this. You never asked what you truly wanted. Instead of asking what everybody else wanted, instead of thinking, oh, is he okay? Is he doing okay? Is she, you know, comfortable? Is your man? You never asked yourself how you are doing, what it is that you want, what partner, and who is that type of woman who is with that partner that you want. I'm teaching this course of creating extraordinary relationships because the past 6 years in September, I've been breaking my own patterns. I've been choosing to create a different identity that what I once had. So I invite you, if you want to create the most amazing and extraordinary relationship of your life, to join the course. To join the course that is going to change your life and is going to make you attract the most amazing relationship of your entire life. Maybe becoming yourself isn't about discovering a different identity. It's about noticing what's beneath the person who's so empathetic. Maybe it begins with allowing another adult to have their own feelings. Maybe it begins when you decide to not be responsible for an adult. Let that sink in. when you feel like you have to pick up this role of being the responsible in an adult relationship, you're enabling people. They're not growing with you, you're enabling them. Let that sink in. So where are you carrying that responsibility that nobody gave you? If you're ready to uncover what type of identity you're carrying, that you keep attracting this emotionally unavailable man, you keep attracting the guy who doesn't lead, you have to change within yourself first. You're picking up a role. Whatever you're getting, it's simply a reciprocal of who you are. Okay? If you have any questions about relationships, let me know. Whoever says that like whatever you see in other people is simply a reflection of you. Okay, so if you dislike someone, if you are throwing shade, if you are upset about someone, they're essentially mirroring you, a side of you that you haven't accepted. Azan says, wait 1 second. Azan said, is it okay if you like to serve a woman and not just follow her orders? I mean, I think a relationship, it's about partnership. And whenever you feel like you have to order someone around, I don't think it's very mutual. I don't think it's very balanced. I don't think anybody should be ordering one another. So I think, yeah, I don't think that's healthy. Marcia says, are you listening, miss? How you're gonna tell us about a relationship? How are you when you in one? I don't really understand your question. Can you ask the question again? Marxia says, what happened to you in a relationship? What do you mean? I mean, I've told my story many times. I think, I mean, I've learned to change my patterns, my own patterns over time. However, the patterns in relationships for human beings seem to be repeatable. Like most people are going through the same things in different layers. If that makes sense. Are you happy in your relationship? I am very happy in my relationship. I am engaged and planning my wedding, in case you didn't know. Thank you for asking. Thank you for subscribing. Jay says, have you ever felt in your life that someone didn't fully understand you? I think, yeah, of course. I mean, some people are not going to understand you, and that's okay. I think the perception of being understood can create a very, a very disconnection if you're not, if you haven't learned to not be attached to that. If you're attached to approval, I think it will affect you. However, I am not in that position. Like if people misunderstand me, I think that's up to them. Just like I said, like whatever you see in me, it's simply a reflection of you. Whatever you hear in the videos that I'm doing, it's simply because you needed to hear it. Never easy to change. Well done, you. Yes, thank you. It's a, work in progress. Just because I teach it doesn't mean that I don't practice it. It means that I practice it every day, and I'm constantly wanting to improve. However, I'm human, just like you, and yeah, we are all going through human experiences. I don't have children yet. Thank you for being here too. Hello. Thank you for your wishes. Watching from Switzerland. Thank you. Welcome in. Wasim says, jokes aside, what you gonna say? What? Do you regret your past? Of course, I do not regret my past. I think it has made me the person who I am today. Otherwise, I think I wouldn't even be here if I weren't to live the life experiences that I've lived. Are you American? I'm an American citizen, yes, but I was born in Peru. I don't know what that means, Asan. Hello from Australia. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining me. We were just talking about, what happens internally when you pick up things that are not, when you pick up roles you weren't meant to pick up. You're basically enabling people. When you think you're responsible for adults, for adults' well-being. Like, for example, let's say if we go to a friend's dinner party and then you think about how the friendships are not gonna connect, then you pick up, things that are not meant for you to pick up. Make sense? So um so yeah, you want him to lead, but you keep on taking over. This is an action that you constantly have to remind yourself, like, oh, I'm going to ask him to do something and actually allow him to do that for you at his own time. If you want him to be a provider, you have to kind of obviously not depend on him and wait for him until he levels up for him to be a provider for you. Do not be in situations, I often tell my clients, take your own sweet time to get to know the other person, because people do not show their true colors until later on. Eventually, they will show themselves. However, it's not in the beginning. In the beginning, everybody, men and women, tend to show the best side of of themselves. So you want to really get to know the person. Um, Take your own sweet time to be able to witness what type of person that is. Okay. I just subscribed here. Yes. Thank you. Welcome in. Um, Jake says, I'm a guy dating two women at the same time. How do I go about it, or do I end both relationships? I think it depends. Um, it has to do with you and what you want in life. I think if both of them are accepting of that type of relationship, I mean, who am I to judge? There is a place for everyone in this world. So I think that's not up to me to decide. Most of my clients want a provider, one provider, monogamous relationship. But if you are in a different type of relationship, that's up to you to decide. Like, who am I to judge? Oh. Peace says, you can get to know someone by asking them questions. 1000%. Explorer says, why didn't you go to work? This is my work. This is my job. I have a fiance. My fiance is a provider. However, I make money from selling my courses. I have a course on creating extraordinary relationships, and I help women to attract their most aligned partner. And I have brand deals, etc., etc. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. If there are no more questions about relationships, about, becoming the most aligned, amazing woman, let me know. Let me just check if I mentioned everything that I wanted to share with you, because I was really excited because it was very revealing in the morning when I was sharing the example that I shared about picking up a role of being the responsible one. I think I've had to experience many times the same feeling in order to let go of it. I know I say, once you're able to really witness what you're feeling, the intensity of the pattern, it lessens. So it was very emotional for me to, in the morning, to notice the role that I was being brought back to. But this is how the inner work works. It's when you no longer choose to play the same pattern. Anyway, I don't want to go too in depth with this because many people don't know about patterns and subconscious and etc. and identity. So if you're interested in attracting those type of relationships, so your soul aligned relationship, I'll wait for you in there. The course is going amazing. The course is Chef's Kiss. Peace always for us all says, what basically is an extraordinary relationship? That's such a good question. I think is to be able to become a woman who attracts her soul aligned relationship, and not only to become that, but be a reciprocal. So let's say if you want a respectful and if you want a successful man, you have to know how to receive. You have to know how to be perceptive. There are certain qualities that this type of people want, right? Be understanding, not get so attached whenever you're fighting, whenever you're having a discussion. Let's not fight, because discussions are going to surface, because every type of man or woman have different opinions, and that is completely normal. So it's to be able to understand each other beyond what I want and what he wants. It's to be able to create a relationship that we have each other's backs. It's to be able to create the type of lifestyle that you want, and to attract that person who is aligned with that. Because many people say, oh, I want, to travel the world for, I don't know, for a long time, and then their partner has a 9 to 5 who he cannot leave. Maybe you need an entrepreneur. I don't know. It depends. Some women do not like traveling. So it depends, and it varies for every type of person. And we have to go back and really see what our patterns are and what we've been attracting so far. Jake, thank you so much for the comments. Thank you for watching from Australia. That's so cool. Yes, of course. Everybody has their perfect person out there. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here sharing what I've learned. Because once I thought I was not able to attract that type of man. And just to mention, because I think this is a misconception that people think and believe, just because I have a provider man, I don't expect the woman to depend on the guy. Like, yes, he can help. However, I do think that independence and being able to make your own money is essential nowadays, because we're able to make money from so many ways. So yes, you can create the type of job that you want. I've always had this mentality of, oh, if I'm not getting that opportunity, I'm gonna create it for myself. Okay. Yes, when I say, of course, not all type of jobs, but you can create something that, this doesn't go for everyone. This just goes for the woman who wants to create a certain type of lifestyle and needs, you know, I think with the internet and being online, I think you're able to create partnerships with brands, work with people, have a channel, social media. Like, there are so many ways that you can make money. Like, I don't, just because I'm dating a provider doesn't mean that you're going to, be put in this category of, he has power over me. That is not at all what I'm sharing. That is not at all. It's about like creating a perfect partnership. It's about creating balance. It's about creating, your voice needs to be heard, and in relationship it matters more. Like, you are able to see way more because he's able to mirror that for you. Jesus is the best balance. Yeah, but then what are you having in this 3D world? What are you really able to see in reality? Yes, do I believe in Jesus? I believe, I mean, I was I went to an in elementary school, I went to an all girls Catholic school. Right now I don't go to church, but I do believe there's a greater power, God. I mean, I think essentially all religions are saying same things, similar things. So yes, in my clients, I recommend that you have to believe in something greater than you. It's essential. Every human needs that, to be able to surrender. And especially if you're a controlling woman, it puts you in this position that you are able to surrender and believe that there's something greater than you, and believe that everything is happening for something bigger, like a bigger reason that we're not able to see now. Whenever something bad happens, we're not able to see the lesson behind that situation. Fabio says, I wish all the best. What about if it doesn't go like you're expecting? Or do you have a different plan? Um, have you seen that movie, that new movie, what's that's called Marty Supreme? Like, my mission is doesn't cross my consciousness that that's not gonna work. Like, it's going to work. There's no other plan. That's how delusional you may call me, but like, I have clients. There wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have clients, if my message wasn't stronger than what I know. That makes sense? Like, yeah, no matter what people say, no matter, oh my God, there are so many people that surround me who've been telling me, oh, you're wasting your time. Like, you don't know. What? Yeah, I have like the confidence, not only the confidence, but like there is something greater than me guiding my path. Are you single? What is that? Sorry. You never know until you find out facts. What do you mean by that? Maya says, I was at school with nothing but crazy people, so I didn't achieve anything. That's up to you now. It doesn't matter what happened in your past. I mean, it does matter, because essentially everything from our past is a projection. Like, what you're having in the present moment is a projection of what you've lived. But you can achieve something now. Like, forget about what you've been through. Do not dwell on what has happened. Like, what do you want now? Like, anchor yourself with what you have right now and what you are able to do. I don't know how to sing. I only sing in the shower. Very positive. I appreciate you. I appreciate you joining my life. Thank you. I don't really care about weirdos. Honestly, they can comment what they want. Hold on. I respect your ideas. Just a different point of view. That's all. I don't remember what you said. Our circumstances makes us what we are 1000%. Yes. Thank you, Jake. Thank you. What does being a Peruvian lady bring to the table? And what I mean, essentially what I teach my clients, and that is way deeper than what I can explain. I think we bring depth. I think we bring understanding. I think we kind of elevate the people that we're with. And not only because we believe within ourselves, we have this belief within ourselves, but like the person that we choose, we believe in them, and they're out there to, I don't know, either make more money or become the person who they get to become. Are you the wife person? No, I'm not. You know, since there's so many people, I mean, both mixed gender, I mean, all of my videos are for women, but I see like many men joining my videos as well and like watching them. this thought popped by the other day, which I thought would be interesting. Like if I were to host events for men and women to meet each other. I don't know. That's just a thought that I thought would be interesting, because who wouldn't want to, meet people who are interested in growth, who are interested in like being engaged and married and spending the rest of their life together, building a life that they want. Sometimes we feel that money is the biggest of all. I think, I don't know, that's questionable. I think it's important. Money is important. But when you separate when you separate money from your true calling, from your true purpose, I think money essentially just follows it. So, but then for a man, it's different, because I think they have to carry they have to carry, like, I don't know, different things. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay? Bye. Thank you.